Winnie and Nelson were their names. One was black and a little heftier than the other one. And I would be sleeping in during the day because you were going to work and I was trying to sort through what happened with Michael. Mike for short, and that's the thing that we always called him. And, well, I was sleeping one morning and you had come to me for a little rest and recreation before going to work. And the last thing I remember you saying was, goddamn dogs, and they're shitting on the fucking couch, they're shitting on the fucking floor, the couch is new. Now, I know I had some sort of trait thing that I had gotten from my father, supposedly some sort of sadistic whatever, but my hand to the sky, I never got any fucking tinkling nuts from hitting your dogs. In fact, I'll tell you a little story. And see, this is the thing that always gets me in shit. Because the stuff happens that should be caught on camera that isn't caught on camera. Or that isn't caught by somebody that's a first eyewitness or whatever the fuck. And I'm pretty sure it was Winnie. But I had gone back to bed and I grabbed the one and I rubbed its face in the dog shit. And then I cleaned up the dog shit and threw it off. Not too far, not too hard. Just kind of flicked it a little bit. Winnie came over and kind of stuck her nose in my hand and started licking a little bit. And the sad part was I think she was trying to get out of the dog shit, but that's a completely different story. I picked her up and then I kind of nuzzled her in close with me and she went to sleep for a bit. Woke up, she was okay. The other one was kind of shitting on the floor, but that's neither here nor there. See, I had thought that you had said to somebody that these dogs had passed after you and I had hit the splits. But apparently that's not quite the way it went down. I never got turned on by hitting your dogs. I never went over the line, I feel, when it came to disciplining your dogs. I wanted you to be happy. And yes, there were a couple times when your dogs fell asleep on me. See, Tamara, more often than not, a dog will fall in line with who their master's personality is. And if they don't have that in their life, if they don't have an alpha in their life, somebody to teach them, somebody to mold them, somebody to follow and for their pack to follow, even the littlest of wiener will fall in line. Now you can look that up and it's a true fact. I'm sorry you feel jilted in this. I have no doubt you, as to everybody else, wanted to have this big sort of, oh my god, he's a mean, horrible, evil sack of shit. And you know, she did fall asleep with me every once in a while. To the point where I would put her up close to my neck and she'd lick my ear, and she liked that. But I give you my word that I never ever got any sort of enjoyment. In fact, it kind of made me feel like garbage. Like tasteless garbage for disciplining your dogs. And I never did it more than once, and I never ever raised my hand any farther than my head, and I never ever strewed across the room or anything to that nature. I just wanted to make sure the shit wasn't flying around the couch, because that's kind of my thought at the time was, dog is shitting on the couch because new master is on the couch. And I'm not saying master, say from your point of view, I'm saying master from, you know what I'm saying. And we're going to have a little tug of war who the man is here. So, and like I said too, the thing that you got to remember and realize and completely have the concept in your head is the fact that it doesn't matter what breed of dog it is. And I've observed this time and time again in different houses with different dogs. If they don't have an alpha, the dog will gravitate towards you. The dog will want to learn from you. The dog will fall asleep on your feet, will be very attentive to you and what you want, and kind of set itself as your own personal companion. And dogs are very attuned that way. Dogs are very intuitive that way. And dogs are very intelligent like that. And even if it's a German Shepherd or a Pitty or whatever, they will set themselves to who you are as a human. They will want to be your friend. And to a dog, being your friend is being your everything, being your reliable companion. And you know, I've sat there and literally poured my heart out to a dog before, and that dog just kind of sits there, will saunter on over, hop in my lap and lick my face like, hey, it's okay, buddy, we all feel that way, let's go play cards. But I never, ever, 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 ever got any enjoyment out of hurting your dogs. And you need to know that. And my time spent with Winnie and cuddling to Winnie and being closer with Winnie kind of taught me about you a little bit, because observing your dogs showed me who you were as a person. Because you were the personality that they had taken over as you were the owner, and you were the person that you were their mommy. And you were the person that was showing me through them what you wanted. I just wasn't ready at that particular point in time to be the man that you deserved. As I had a lot of conflict of my own, as I had a lot of pain of my own, and I had a lot of things that I needed to work through, and I wasn't ready to be the man that you deserved. Because you deserve so much more, Tamara. And I want you to know how much you meant to me and still do. And what a fantastic, wonderful woman that you are, Miss Gunther. And how meeting you was such a positive experience for me, because it was a building block for who I was to become at this point, and sort of a springboard, as it were, for infinite amount of possibilities, and for giving myself a distinct sense of self-discipline and work ethic that, once exercised and tested, will probably astound even me.